Hey everyone, sorry I'm out of breath, I've just been dancing. I'm on my second glass of wine, and I was out for a drink before this, but I have so many books I need to... Okay, number one. I went to the library, and I'm gonna be back on my kick of reading memoirs and biographies, but I don't know. This is Walk Through Walls by Marina Abramovich. This is the description. In 2010, more than 750,000 people stood in line at Marina Abramovich's MoMA retrospective for the chance to sit across from her and communicate non-verbally in an unprecedented durational performance that lasted more than 700 hours. I'm hooked. The celebration of nearly 50 years of groundbreaking performance art demonstrated once again that Marina Abramovich, how old is she? She's not 50. Is truly a force of nature. But she'd have to be more than 50 for her to have been doing performance art for 50 years. This woman is not that old. The child of communist war hero parents under Tito's regime in post-war Yugoslavia, she was raised with a relentless work ethic. Even as she was beginning to build an international artistic career, Marina lived at home under her mother's abusive control, strictly obeying a 10 p.m. curfew, but nothing could quell her insatiable curiosity. I'm going to stop reading. You get it. It's an artist a memoir, and she's cool. I think I've seen something, like she has documentaries or something on Netflix that maybe I'll watch after I read it, but yeah, I'm interested. And that'll be a good one. Maybe I'll try to read like a little bit of each day or something. I don't know. I'm not going to count this toward my haul, like my year haul, because it's a library book, but I still want to show y'all that I got it. It immediately fell off the table. Okay. Used at the bookstore I work. John Scalzi, Old Man's War. The good news is that humanity finally made it to the stars. The bad news is that out there, planets fit to live on are scarce, and alien races willing to fight us for them are common. So we fight. Far from Earth, the war has been going on for decades. Brutal, bloody, unyielding. Earth itself is a backwater. The bulk of our resources are in the hands of the Colonial Defense Forces, and everybody knows that when you reach retirement age, you can join up. The CDF doesn't want young people. They want people who carry the knowledge and skills of decades of living. You'll be taken off Earth, never to return. You'll serve 2 years in combat, and if you survive, you'll be given a homestead of your own on one of our hard-won planets. John Perry is taking that deal. He thinks he knows what to expect, but the actual fight, light years from home, is far, far harder than he can imagine, and what he will become is far stranger. What does he become? So it's a bunch of old people, I think, fighting aliens. That sounds interesting. I've read something by John Scalzi, but actually this was one of the ones when I shuffled on my TBR and I just did a random number. This was the book that was in that like top the 10 random whatever. So I thought, here's a chance to buy it for $1, and I'll go ahead and buy it for $1 that I already had of store credit. So it's free. This bitch making noise. Okay. Another one. I got this, I think, used. It doesn't look used at all. It's 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Classic of South American literature. It's a surrealist. My friend Lucia loves it, I think. Anyway, I had it out from the library anyway, so I was like, should I just own it? And it's pretty. Becoming by Michelle Obama. I'm not going to go ahead and read the blurb of this one. I think you know. Someone spilled coffee on it at the bookstore. I'm not going to name names, but it was Lucia. And so it was damaged, and so I got it for free. An Arc. The Last Equation of Isaac Severi. I don't really drink wine like that, don't worry. Days after mathematician Isaac Severi dies in an apparent suicide, his adopted granddaughter Hazel Severi, owner of a struggling Seattle bookstore, receives a letter from him. In its puzzling note, Isaac alludes to a mysterious entity that is after his final bombshell equation, and he charges Hazel with safely delivering his work to a trusted colleague. But first, she must outwit the brilliant members of her eccentric family and the enigmatic founder of a secret organization, all the while unraveling a series of confounding clues hidden inside one of her favorite novels. Oh boy, does this sound fun. Can't wait. Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. For nearly a century, the No Me Olvides women have tended the grounds of La Pradera, the lush estate gardens that enchant guests from around the world. They've also hidden a tragic legacy. If they fall in love too deeply, their lovers vanish. But then, after generations of vanishings, a strange boy appears in the garden. A boy neither Estrella, the No Me Olvides girl who finds him, nor her family know anything about. The No Me Olvides grandmothers treat him like a lost son. The No Me Olvides mothers hope he's a sign that their vanished loves might reappear. Estrella's cousins worry his presence is a warning that none of them yet understands. But however much the boy is an enigma to them, he's even more of a mystery to himself. All he knows about who he is or where he came from is the first 3 letters of his name. As Estrella tries to help Fel piece together his unknown past, La Pradera leads them to secrets as dangerous as they are magical in this stunning exploration of love, loss, and family. Somehow I have like a lot of books by this author. No, I don't. I have 2. I have Blanca and Roja, and I have this one, Wild Beauty. But I want to read When the Moon Was Ours because there's a trans character in it, I think. And also The Weight of Feathers is by this author, but I haven't read any of them. But I want to, so here it is. I'm going to read one. This is, yeah. Oh no. Sorry, that's probably messed with the frame. Well, I'm not going to get out Blanca and Roja, but it's pretty. From the damaged pile. Is it damaged? Well, maybe it is damaged, but I can't really quite see how. The Silk Roads, A New History of the World. I think this is like a history based in the East, like a history of the world based on the Middle East, China, the Balkans, South Asia. So it's like the history that I was never taught in school, and I think it'll be really interesting. I've heard good things. I think that like is recommended on Book Riot or something, but anyway, I've heard really good things about it. So when I saw it on Damaged, I thought, I'll be taking that. Same situation with this book, Homo Deus, which is incredibly heavy, like you wouldn't believe. This book is, it must weigh like a pound, but why? It's the sequel to this author Yuval Noah Harari's first book, Sapiens, which is just a history of humankind. This is like a history of tomorrow. So it's like what his predictions, I guess, are for the future of humanity. I really should read Sapiens first. But fun fact, I started taking a class on the online program Coursera from this author about human history, and I only did it for like a couple of weeks and then I forgot about it or got too busy or something. But what he did talk about was really interesting, and one of the things was that there was a species of hominids or like pre-human, human-like ancestors called Homo floresiensis, which were pygmy humans that lived on an island. And there were also pygmy elephants on the island, so there was this image of like little tiny people hunting little tiny elephants, and that's really stuck with me, so I'm excited. Excited to read this. Oh no. I've also got from the Damaged pile, The Word is Murder by Anthony Horowitz, which is the sequel to Magpie Murders, which is apparently just a very British and sort of meta mystery with a lot of like literary elements, and this is the second one, and I haven't read either of them, but I'm going to read them from, and Grandma told me she really liked them, so I've got to read them. What's the count at? We're doing great. It's like 2 weeks into the year. I've got a lot of books. You want me to start my second pile? I'll start.